It's kind of up and down night for me when it came to college hoops. Yesterday, it's like it all started off so well. It's like one of those, right? It all looked good until it looked bad. But yeah, been better, been worse.
Me yesterday was a good day for me yesterday. I hit both top plays. I hit my NBA one with the Pacers. Boy, was that a sweat. But they came back, got it done. And then Michigan State with the blowout. I might have hit every college basketball game I gave out for free yesterday here on the show. I only had one premium. Shout out! I should have had Seton Hall. I knew they were going to blow the doors off of the ball.
Yeah, they absolutely crushed them. That was the
Crushed.
biggest destruction of the night. To me,
But
my top play was Ole Miss. They're so underrated, and they just continue to just win and cover spreads, man. It's like
my
nothing like that.
Oklahoma boys. I should have had them yesterday too. I left some money on the board yesterday. See if
Oklahoma was a tough call, man, against TCU
it was.
or against Kansas State. That was just a tough call. It's like I could, I understand like liking plays or whatever, but it's like the premium ones are just those are just supposed to be your top plays, and then of course the one that's your top play should just be your best of the best. Like there are some games out there yesterday that were just, I mean, I liked them, but it was like toss them, and I tell you what, they kind of went for me. They went kind of both ways. Like I thought Iowa would beat Indiana, for sure. I don't know. Indiana sucks. The coach firing bad.
Yeah,
Ron,
Kansas State caught me yesterday.
who's the
They were my
biggest
top play.
disappointment in college hoops this year besides Ruffalo?
Biggest disappointment. Miami. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it hasn't been like too many teams that were expect. I guess Arkansas, I would say.
And
They were.
Villanova. What about Villanova?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if they're that much of a disappointment. They've
Well,
got
they
some nice
spent a
wins.
lot of money in the image licensing. They made a whole big deal about it. They were ranked, I think, top 10 to start the season.
Yeah,
And
but so is Arkansas. I mean, they had lottery guys all over the place. I think they were like top 30 in Ken Palm going into the year. Now they're what 10-10, 1-6 in conference play. So Missouri's also been disappointing.
I don't think Missouri's
Oh,
disappointing.
USC.
I didn't, yeah, USC, but I didn't. I don't think Missouri's disappointing. I don't think they had the guns going into the season. I didn't see them being on the scene. But Villanova was one of the teams that I fully expected to be there. I think there's a few teams like that I just fully expected to be a lot better than what they are. USC, UCLA could also be in that discussion. To me, the surprise teams are in the Mountain West, Nevada, and even New Mexico. Definitely surprise to the upside. I think Nebraska is definitely a good story this year too. They've done a nice job. There's been a few others. I just think that what we're seeing this year more than ever is that the home court just seems to just be a
Yeah.
it is just more than I've ever seen it before, and it's like not just in a specific conference. Like we know the Big East, like no one's going to run the table in the Big East. It's one of those things just not going to happen. There hasn't been, I don't think, an undefeated college basketball team since like '78 or something, right? Was that it? '78. It's been, I think, that long since anyone's run the table. Nah, it's got to be. It's got to be. It was. I think it was Indiana was the last team to run the table. It's been a while. Been a crazy long while, but the crazy thing is, it's like you could look at bracketology today, and I would say there's probably 25% of those teams will not be in when Selection Sunday rolls around.
1975 and 76.
Indiana, yeah,
Yep.
it's been that long. Was Steve Alford on that team? He might have actually been a player on that team. Um, that's how long ago that was. No, I think Steve Alford was on the Indiana team that beat Syracuse in the final.
Coached by Bob Knight.
Yep, Bob Knight, the general. Used to throw the chairs across the floor. I liked it. My kind of guy. He was good friends with Bill Parcells. They were buddy-buddy. They both went to Army together. Oh, well. Plenty of hoops left to be played. There's a lot left to be stated, and as we all know, well, every team is just a conference tournament win or conference tournament loss away from it all getting away. Like, I was looking at tomorrow's schedule, and it's like I see Grand Canyon, 19-2 or something. But it's like they lose in their conference tourney. Is there going to be two whack teams in? I doubt it. I mean, it is a rare day. I think one year Murray State made it, even though they didn't win their tournament out of that conference. But it's a rare day that like a whack will get 2 bids, because right now the ACC only looking at 3 bids according to bracketology. It's crazy. I mean, especially with the Big Ten giving so many, especially how pathetic their performance has been in the tournament in the last forever and quite some time. Absolutely terrible in the NCAA tournament. But
how about the SEC too?
Yep.
Terrible.
I mean, Kentucky hasn't made it to the second weekend.
Yeah, I know.
Since 2019.
Tennessee. I mean, how many times Tennessee lose in the second round?
Well, South Carolina actually made the Final Four not that long ago.
There's teams that make runs like Alabama and stuff, but like the SEC as a whole, I mean, they get right now there are 8 teams projected in the bracketology. Them and the Big Ten have just been really disappointing.
8 teams in the SEC. I mean, so off the top of my head, I would say Kentucky, Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee.
Not Georgia, but
no. South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky. Those are the only 3 that are really worthy.
Auburn,
right? Ole Miss, Mississippi State.
Ole Miss is a fraud.
Oh my, yeah, right. Look at who they beat, man. Look at who they beat, and look at how they beat them. It's like they're not a fraud. Florida's the fraud, man.
Who did Ole Miss beat?
They beat Florida. They beat Mississippi State.
Whoop-de-doo.
Mississippi State's, I think, number 1 in the country in defense. They're up there.
A&M?
Nope.
You don't think they're in?
No way.
They should be. If they get in, they're going to make some noise.
They're not getting in. At 500, they're going to get in? It's like, I don't think so.
I don't know.
I mean, when these teams like that get in, how about St. Mary's? Are they in? I mean,
should be.
Should not be.
Should be for sure.
Why?
You kidding me?
Who did they beat?
Everybody.
Yeah, in the West Coast Conference. Outside of winning the West,
nice wins.
No, they don't. They have
San Francisco, Colorado State,
West Coast Conference, and Mountain West.
New Mexico.
But look at all the other ones. New Mexico might not even be a tournament team. Look at the rest of the teams that they played that they lost to in that out of conference. Everybody.
It was a rough start to the year, but now they're dominant.
Yeah, because they're playing against San Diego and Portland every night. Yeah,
well,
I mean, it's a lot.
They went at San Francisco, beat them by 17. That's impressive.
Yeah, but San Francisco is not a tournament team.
They're a very good team, though.
They lost to Gonzaga. They've lost to plenty of games. San Francisco.
They didn't lose Gonzaga. Oh, San Francisco.
Sure, they did.
I know. Yeah, St. Mary's. They'll have their chances. They play at Gonzaga. They play home against Gonzaga.
But Gonzaga's not even a tournament team either. If they don't win the West Coast, it's like the West Coast is bad this year. Way bad. That always shakes itself out, but I think that St. Mary's had their chances out of conference, and they were just pathetic. I think that a lot of that has to do with it. And Gonzaga, when you look at their losses compared to St. Mary's, I mean, it's not even close. Not even close. Which all goes back to the same thing. How about Florida? Are they seen as in?
No.
Yeah, I mean they're probably the worst coach in college basketball. Analytics guy. It's like the analytics.
Don't like Florida.
No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't at all.
And he thinks it gets to me, but I don't really care.
He loves Florida.
Ole Miss, if they get in the tournament, it's going to be my biggest bet of the year against them.
Ooh, I might be with you.
But unless Kentucky's playing them, then I don't know what to do. If Green Bay gets in the tournament, then that'll be my biggest bet. The number 1 seed that plays them.
Plays Green Bay.
Yeah.
Packers.
It's like the UNC Asheville last year.
My biggest fade will be all the Big Ten teams, except for Wisconsin.
Not a bad idea.
Except for Wisconsin. Wisconsin's would be the one that would have a chance.
What's the best conference? Who has the best conference right now?
Big 12, not even close.
Yeah.
And they'll lose Texas and Oklahoma, and they won't bat an eyelash. They'll still be the best by a very long way.
Yep.
It's like if you're adding strength to conference and you had a chance to add BYU, Houston, UCF, and Cincinnati for Oklahoma and Texas, it's not even close. It's like those 4 teams are all good.
So you think do you think it was a great trade-off for football for the college hoops?
For Texas?
I'm just saying for the Big 12.
No, but Texas is always going to be giant football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Oklahoma.
No, it's a travesty. But it's going to come back and bite them in the ass. It is a travesty, man. That the Big 12, the former Southwest Conference, that Texas and Oklahoma are leaving. I mean, it's terrible. It's like and the thing is that they announced the 12-team playoff after they said that. So because this is going to come back and bite them in the ass because they're not going to be a playoff teams in the SEC, while they're playoff teams in the Big 12. And that's the difference. That's the difference, is that they were playoff teams if they stay in the Big 12. They're not playoff teams in the SEC.
Now, moving to the SEC in hoops, how do you think they'll fare? OU in Texas.
About the same as where they are. Maybe a hair better, but I don't know because I don't think the recruiting for hoops is going to be as good in the SEC as it is in the Big 12.
I think they'll be above average, but nothing, not the top tier. I don't think.
Like if Florida's here, then they'll be kind of here. Yeah, sure.
I don't care. I really don't care.
I know. I do. Do it
with Ruffolo because that's what I'm getting bored.
Ooh, ouch. All right, I didn't say golden. Held back. All right, speaking of the Chicago Bulls, they're up against the Charlotte Hornets tonight.
Your Chicago.
Chicago Bulls.
Them boys got beat up by the Raptors yesterday. I'm taking the Hornets. The Hornets, okay, guys, I know the Hornets are terrible. The Hornets are arguably the second worst team in basketball in front of the Pistons. But no way in hell am I laying points with Chicago on the back end of a back-to-back after how bad they looked yesterday. Could this theoretically be a good right spot against Charlotte? Yes, it could. Am I betting Chicago in this spot? No, I'm not. Charlotte, come on, bro. Can we hoop tonight? I'm just not betting Chicago in the spot. So it's a lean for me towards the Hornets.
So you kind of like the Bulls.
Your Chicago Bulls.
Wait, is Zach LaVine is back?
No, he's still out.
All right, well, they're bettable. Chris?
Did you see them against the Raptors last night?
It's all right, man. It's kind of like the spin of the roulette wheel or the roll of the dice. Each game is independent of one another.
Roots,
It's like the
Mitch,
people that score. It's like the people that score the roulette. You ever see the guys with the cards and they fill out the boxes as the roulette wheels come around? Like that matters. Like that matters at all. Every roll is independent, as the lucky penny has proved.
Roof, did you watch the team last night, man? They was hooping. Or at least the Bulls made it look like it.
Yeah. What do I say? Blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while. This team is still. I'm sorry. This team's still playing for 2024. Give me the Bulls here. What's been the story with the Bulls against the Charlotte Hornets here? Either win big or they lose outright, and there's no way I think the Charlotte Hornets win this game outright.
The line indicates it is. They're 4.5. They might. They could.
I'm not doing it. Nope. It's still the Charlotte Hornets. The Charlotte Hornets team is still god awful, giving up points in bunches and not scoring them. So, their last 3 home games, they lost by 34. They gave up 134 to Utah, lost by double digits, and lost by 21 to the New York Knicks. Are the Chicago Bulls on the same level as those teams? They're probably the number 4 out of those 4, but I still think they can win this game by double digits. Taking the Bulls.
Fair.
Yeah, personally, I think the Hornets are the worst team in the league, even though the record doesn't suggest that. But they're, Pistons negative 9.7 point differential, Hornets at 11.7. It's ridiculous. I can't back Charlotte here. I think because of the upset loss yesterday with Chicago, we get a better price now with them tonight. So they've played well against Charlotte this season. I'll lay the points.
Bounce back, triple revenge spot at home? No?
Bulls for me,
that
man.
one, yeah.
Bulls for me. The Hornets suck ass, man. 5-17 straight up at home. 8-14 against the number on the road. I am not going anywhere near them. I would need at least 11 points in this one. Even then, I probably still would be on the Bulls. Bulls by a dozen. Not a baker's dozen, but a real dozen. Your Chicago Bulls. Then we got a real competitive matchup as the Alec Burks visit the Cavaliers. Burks will be in uniform for this one. Not sure if he's on a minute count or anything, but yeah, look for him to dictate play. Chris, you on the Burks or you got the Cavs?
I'm actually going to take the Burks here. I've already covered twice against the Cavs this season. The Cavs won both games and allowed Detroit to sneak in the back door in both. And, Cleveland is playing some of the best basketball in the NBA right now. Absolutely their best basketball of the season. But I kind of got to wonder if they're going to be able to get up for this game after playing so many high-quality opponents over the last couple weeks. 3 games against Milwaukee. They just beat the Clippers at home. Wins over Orlando and Atlanta on the road, too. So get up for the Detroit Pistons. Could be a bit of a sleepy spot. I'm not saying the Cavs don't win this one by maybe double digits, but 12.5 seems like a lot for me here. So I'm going to take the Pistons and the points.
Yeah, some pretty key injuries in this one to look out for. Looks like Cunningham's probable, but we'll have to wait and see on Allen and Garland. But kind of a double letdown spot. Detroit beating OKC outright last time out, and Cleveland, like Chris mentioned, a few big wins, and most recently against the Clippers. But only one of these teams has to win by 13, and that's the Cavs, and I just can't get there with that number. I just think Detroit's playing its best ball of the season. Is that great basketball? I don't know. I mean, they took care of business against the Hornets, but I think they at least cover the number. And like Chris mentioned, can they get up? Can the Cavs get up to cover this giant number? I think they win the game, but I don't think they win by 13 plus. So I'll take the points.
What about the Burks player props? You gonna join our? You're not playing, or you're playing?
Give me the under on all the Burks player props.
Whoa, that's cold. That's cold. You just don't think he can get it done on the road?
I don't think so. Actually, my guy is Mike Muscala from the weekend show.
Nice.
So I'll take the under on his stuff.
Yeah, Burks is coming off that 10-point performance last time out. Didn't get a lot of shots off, but he was super proficient going 3 of 5 from the floor, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc, 2 of 2 from the line. The guy played 25 minutes. He was plus 18. You got to figure, if they played him double the amount of minutes, he would have been plus 36. It's kind of like kind of like Scoot's minus 56 that he had against OKC. Just can always dream. I don't know. I like the way the Cavs are playing. I'll just say that much. But I also like the way the Pistons have kind of been covering. I could see the Pistons covering here. I see a path. I don't love it. I'm not like rushing to the window. Ruffolo wants to sponsor me. I might bet it, but that's like, what's the over/under on Ruffalo's sleep this week after returning home from Vegas? I get home from Vegas, man. I sleep for hours on end. It's like I'm like a rock, man. It's like you can't even. It's like people think my wife thinks I'm dead. I'm sleeping so hard. Wasn't snoring so loud. Should probably call the ambulance. I'm gonna take the Pistons. Jay, it's a lean at best. I don't love it.
I think all you guys are crazy. I think this is a blowout, woodshed, 20-point plus, wire-to-wire ass kicking. I'm not stepping in front of Cleveland right now. Cleveland is the hottest team in basketball. They just whooped up on the hottest team in basketball, the other one, the Clippers, and nobody's even talking about it. Cleveland, they're at home where we like to bet them. I get the notion this could be a letdown game. And I get that the Pistons have covered in both games this season, but that wasn't what the Cavs are now. And the Cavs right now, they might be the healthiest they've ever been. Granted, Jared Allen just popped up on this injury report, which kind of makes me a little nervous. But if he wasn't here, this would have been the first game since November where the Cavs injury report was 100% clear. Like, they were hooping while injured, and now they're getting healthy, and we're looking to fade them? No, sir, not me. And also, let's talk about Detroit. Detroit, yes, they have been playing much better basketball recently. Shout out Detroit. But we also got to look at the spot. They were at home. They just played, 6-7 games at home? Now they're out on the road. Man, they finna get their doors blown off. This is still the worst team in the NBA. Hornets, I'm taking them money line against Detroit every time they play. I think the Hornets are better. They have more talent than Detroit.
You're not worried about the look-ahead spot? Because the Cavs do play Memphis tomorrow in Memphis, where they have 5 wins total.
That's flat. That's the flat spot for Cleveland. I see that's the spot where they don't cover. Here, man, they blow the living doors off of Detroit. Or at least that's how I see it.
I like Burks on all the over props. I don't care what Ron says. We're going to, I don't know why he's got to be such a hater. He's plus 18 last year.
Muscala.
What was Muscala? He didn't even play.
Well, he gets a solid 3 points a game.
But they're good points.
Yeah.
Let's see what he did in that rousing win over the Thunder. Yeah, he did have 3. Oh man, he shot 100% from the field. 1 from beyond the arc, plus 14, 3 defensive boards, and that's it. I mean, that's what you call a clean card. No turnovers, no fouls, no nothing. It's almost like he wasn't there.
That's how you make $3.5 million a year.
It's good work if you can get it. All you young guys out there, before you have kids, just remember, if it's a boy, you teach him how to switch hit and play second base with an average glove. First things first, man. The second they can walk, because that's about $12 million a year. Got the Wizards versus the Clippers. This is a Chris game, or a Ron game. You all know what Jay's going with this because he's got to stop fading the Clippers.
I'm going to fade the Clippers here. Washington, back-to-back outright W's over some of the weaker teams in the league. But while I don't think they win here, I think they cover. They're at home where they play their worst basketball, 3-18. At least it's some ugly games to start this card. That's why I don't love this card. But, I'll take Washington plus the points and the lead.
Well, the Clippers aren't just a bunch of lazy old veterans anymore. They're kind of like, these guys actually, they get mad. I think they are mad that they lost that game last time. Got messed up by Burks and Muscala. Yeah. What do you think of like those NBA bench players? It's like they work their ass off all year. They come into the game and then they get to play against Giannis's brother and Austin Rivers. What do you think? A little hollow. A little hollow. All right. I like the Clippers in this one. I think they're going to beat the shit out of the Wizards. The Wizards are terrible at home, and the Clippers are just a force. I know Jay's stop fading the Clippers.
Yeah, short, sweet, simple. We're gonna continue to fade the hell out of the Clippers. So
shocker.
You kind of gotta take a step back and look at the Clippers at the grand scheme of things. Yes, they were on that nice, really good cover streak. They were in a significant homestand though. Here recently, went to Toronto, went to Boston, then went to Cleveland and lost. I think this game right here is just like a terrible, terrible, terrible spot for the Clippers. Like, there's no motivation here for them to blow the doors off of Cleveland. I mean, to blow the doors off of Washington. Now, are the Clippers the better team? Do they have the better players? Should they blow the doors off of Washington? Yes, they should. But walk with me here on the spot. This is the Clippers, who are a West Coast team as far east as you can get. As far east as you can get now in Washington, D.C. Yes, they're off a loss, but it's just not a sexy spot. And then they're still going to be on a significant road trip after this. They go to Detroit, then they go to Miami, then they go to Atlanta. I just don't see them airing them out. I don't. Should they win the game? Should they air them out? Yes. But in my estimation, this is an 8-point win for the Clippers, like a 7-8 point win. For as good as they've been against the number, they're still 25-20 against the number for the entire season. I think this is just the sneaky spot here to fade the Clippers, and I have no problem doing so. I love doing so. So give me Washington.
Sounds like Jay's got a lean to the Clippers. Chris?
Clippers by 40. This Washington team is absolutely god.
Let's bet a hat. No,
I'm good.
You're gonna lay 40?
This Washington team. Why
don't you bet the hat? Terrible. I mean, you're going to make it up in pancakes at the
because I don't wear hats. So this Washington team's terrible.
Bet
like an
8-ball blow or something.
Bet you those Cartier glasses.
Versus what? What are you going to put up against it?
A hat.
A hat. Better be a good hat.
Find 2 hats.
I want those Cartier glasses, man. Now I can't afford no $3,000 glasses.
I just can't trust this Wizards defense. I'll take the Clippers here, and I'm gonna also go with the sexy pick. I'm gonna go with the over. I think this is a spot where the Wizards give up 130. The Clippers come out firing here. They looked brutal against the Cavs, falling short. I think this is a get right spot for them.
Got the Kings against the Heat. Man, the Heat have just been just tumbling dice here. But the Kings, this is where they've done well, is as this road dog. This is where they live. I love my Miami Heat, but I'm not like sold on anything. Everyone knows that, man. I will whore myself out to the next best team, the next winning ticket, and I think I will do that here. I will sell out everything I believe in, and I'm going to take the Sacramento Kings because what I do believe in is that the Kings as a road dog is money, 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 money. Kind of like the Michigan State.
Mitch is foolish and he lacks vision. I'll take his team for him tonight. I thought the last game was the spot. It wasn't. I really thought it was. They're not on there this year. They were definitely on there last year. They're not on the list this year, the Miami Heat. And if they lose tonight, they very well might find their ass on there tonight.
Running out of room, we're going to have to tape on the second page. It'll be like the extended. Then we'll have like lines through teams as they get better. It's like, remember when the command, we'll date the day that we crossed them off the list.
But I'm on the Heat tonight, man. Come on, Heat, bro. Y'all not this bad. Y'all are not this bad. Y'all are playing so bad that even Mitch is starting to fade y'all. That's how bad you're playing.
Well, the thing is that this is a pure fade for the Kings as a road dog, and
No, I
that's
get
just
it.
that's my play. Everyone knows that. I'm
I get it.
unswayable. I'm old and set in my ways.
We gonna be hooping tonight. Jimmy Bucket's gonna be out there just having a nice game. Terry Rozier's gonna look good. I think Hawkes is back. He's gonna look good tonight. Yeah, give me the Heat. Hashtag we coming.
Sacramento 7-2 against the spread as a road dog.
Yeah,
14-8-1.
I already went through this.
Yep, 14-8-1.
Oh, like you don't believe me or something?
No, I'm hammering it home. 14-8-1.
Do you think I just sit here and make stuff up and ramble?
Absolutely.
Who do you think you are?
Absolutely, 100% I do. 14-8-1 against the spread on the road. Yeah, give me the Kings here. Yeah, if this is the flat spot for the Kings, then so be it. But there's no way I'm laying any points with the Miami Heat in this spot, considering how bad they've been as a home team, as they've been as a home favorite going back to last year. So give me the Kings.
Ruffolo, do you not believe in get right spots? Like
I do. I also believe in backing the better team.
I still think the Heat are the better team. Are they playing like it right now currently? Are the Kings playing the better basketball? Yes, but are the Heat the better team? Yeah, and I think that's why they're favored here. They're the better team. They were just in the finals.
Okay.
Get another hat.
I'm just saying. Okay, so you'd rather have who?
I just was asking.
I'm trying to go down the lineup just to see side by side who's the better team, Hero or De'Aaron Fox.
Fox.
Let's go with the main positions. Center, Bam or Sabonis.
Wash. I know. If you're going to be 1,000, wash.
I don't know. I lean towards Sabonis because of his triple double ability. I think you can do a little bit more than Bam can.
But Bam defensively is 10 times Sabonis. So, and offensively, the numbers might not be as far as you think. Bam is one of the most disrespected bigs in the league. He just always has been. He's not like dominant, but he's solid. I think that's I'm gonna call that one just a pure wash. But
I don't know. I mean, I believe in get right spots, but I also believe in backing the better team. If we're getting points with them, I mean, I shouldn't say better. I said better team. A team in better form when we're getting points with them.
Fair enough.
You're getting 1 point. Yeah, this is the flat spot for the Kings. I didn't like what I saw from them against Memphis, even though they covered for me. They were strong in the paint, but that's against the G League Memphis Grizzlies. And now you got Bam Adebayo in the paint, Jimmy Butler. I think the defense steps it up for Miami here. And Sacramento's lack of explosives on the perimeter really concerns me. So give me the Miami Heat. This is the spot they get back in the win column.
They need it, Ron. They need it.
We need it. I'm a Heat fan.
I'm a Heat fan too. We don't need
tonight,
these two. We don't need these two non-Heat fans on our wagon tonight. Yeah. Man.
Well,
tonight I'm a Heat fan.
Here's the beauty of the whole thing. If I win, I win. If I lose, I win.
Want to talk lack of explosives on the perimeter? Nothing like going against the bottom five. Actually, the worst 3-point defense in the league if we're talking about the perimeter. Miami, worse in the NBA in their last 5 games.
Ruffalo's specializes.
Who cares?
Ruffalo's
well,
specializes.
considering you're on a 7-game losing streak, I care.
5 games, not enough sample size for me.
Mm. All right, overall this season, 18th in 3-point defense. Below league average.
Offense for the Heat.
Does Sacramento put up a ton of threes?
4th in the NBA in 3-pointers made, 3rd in 3-pointers attempted.
All right, Roof, you spitting.
But 13th in percentage. Miami 7th.
I don't know, man.
2 minutes.
Give me the Atlanta Hawks.
It's a Wednesday without the Hawks. I can't believe it.
First
I know,
one.
right? I know.
Better world. A world with no Hawks.
They fucking covered yesterday. The Lakers.
Speaking of the Hawks, we got the Rockets and the Pelicans. I think this is a good game right here. I think this one is first to 45 wins. Jake.
This one me?
Yeah, you always go after the Heat Kings.
This one is easy for me. We've already seen this team win twice this year. They're at home where they play their better basketball. They're playing the better basketball right now today. The other team, the road team, is free falling. They've been terrible recently. Nothing here suggests take the Pelicans. It just doesn't. So I'm taking Houston. 16-8-1 against the number at home this season. The Pelicans, they'll be fine. They got the Spurs next game. Then they got the Raptors. Then they got the Clippers. So I'll probably be on the Pelicans the next 3 games. So the bounce back for them is coming. It's just not tonight. The Rockets at home be hooping. Defensively, I think they lock in. Give me Houston, home dog here. To the lane. Hey!
Yeah, I struggle with this one, but I'm going to lean towards the Rockets here at home just because of how well they've played at home. A great cover team at home. I think the defense shows up here. So give me the Rockets and the points. A little bit on the money line as well.
Tough. We got New Orleans. Double revenge here. Both of these first 2 games of the season series were very close, but the last one was over a month ago. I'm a big fan of get right spots, and New Orleans has lost 4 of its last 5 games, but look at who they played. Boston on the road, Milwaukee on the road, OKC, the Suns, and they beat up on the Jazz. 5 quality teams. Meanwhile, the Houston Rockets, they've got wins in 2 of the last 3 against the Lakers, who we know are free-falling, and the Hornets. There you go. And then they also lost to the Nets in a game that was not as close as the final score. And they lost to the Blazers. I'm going to go with the New Orleans Pelicans.
I like the thing, Ron. I'm just gonna rebuttal you too, right quick. I like what you said, the double revenge spot, but I mainly like that angle when they're in the positions where they normally hoop. And I feel like for the New Orleans, that's at home. On the road, they're 12-10 straight up on the road. They're what, like
12-11.
Yeah, so
They lost to the Celtics. They choked away that lead.
Yeah, they had them, and they I don't like the way they playing right now. I like the angle mainly though. If they were at home, Ron, I would definitely be on the Pelicans. But on the road, I don't know, bro.
What's the most overrated thing about New Orleans? I think it's the beignets. I'm not a huge fan. They're a little to the greasy side for me, and also you get the powdered sugar.
Bite your tongue.
It's all over your ass.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm not.
Bite your tongue.
That's a bad take.
Really? Cafe Du Monde beignets. It's like I just think it's so overrated, man. It's just this greasy dough ball, which one is okay, but they give you like 20, and it's like this powdered sugar, like a mound of it. It's too much.
Look,
it's all
as a fellow greasy dough ball, I don't appreciate the slander towards the beignets. Okay,
do yourself a favor. Get the bananas Foster.
Okay, fine. Okay.
I forget the name of the place. Also at Emerald's, the original Emerald's, you got the banana cream pie. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I like those crawfish. I like them. Gotta have the technique. It's definitely a technique food. It's like peel and eat shrimp. Gotta have the technique down, or else it could be just a miserable day at the office. You ever go where you don't know how to eat the food, and it's like people that are fast eaters and fast at getting it done. Like, or the slow eater, like you have the slow eater over a pizza night. It's like they get one slice. That's it. Oops. All right, you guys are just a lot of funny games today.
I don't know. How do I continue that conversation?
Who you taking here? You eating some beignets today?
Oh no, I'm on the Rockets. I just can't handle it. Can't take. I'm just disappointed in the Pelicans and everything that they are. I thought they had the Celtics straight dead for their third consecutive home loss, which I would have just been in heaven when that happened. But we had to settle for a third consecutive non-cover at home, and which is good, because now we're at the 4, right? We're at 4 consecutive non. You have to have 3 if you want to get to 4, and yeah, this entire homestand they haven't covered. They're 0-4 against the number of this homestand, the Tatums. But anyways, I'm taking the Rockets here. I just think it's just the more attractive pick. 16-8-1 against the number at home. 17-8 straight up. The Pelicans, I mean, they're just a Zion Williamson stepping out of the car the wrong way from a sub 500 record in a play-in spot. The Rockets' defense is not what it was, but the Pelicans' strong point is shooting the threes, and that's the Rockets' strong point is defending it. I understand the Rockets' offense sucks. I mean, they're terrible. They're ass, but so be it. Taking the Rockets. I'm not apologizing for it either. All right. Timberwolves versus the Mavericks, 13-point favorites. Holy smokes. There's got to be no Luka, no Kyrie or something.
It is no Luka, no Kyrie, no Derek Lively, no Dante Exum.
I got news for you. This is the spot. Chris?
Yeah, that's kind of where I was in this one. I don't want to lay 13 points, but I don't see any other option here. You're basically missing a complete starting lineup for the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, Exum's been playing well. I saw he was doubtful. I didn't see that it was confirmed that he was out. I know Lively, Doncic, and Kyrie were all out. Yeah, it sucks, but I just don't see any other way to go in this one. So give me the Timberwolves here.
My question is for Mr. Briggs. You got on Twitter having people send screenshots of you on TV. Meanwhile, you got 25,000 people watching you daily. You're already a celebrity, my friend. We don't need the circles of Jay in the back of the basket.
I really just wanted to see if somebody could do it, and they did.
It's like, where's Waldo? Where's Jay?
Yeah.
But
Where's
yeah, in this
Costco?
spot, next man up for me. Too many points, overreaction to all these injuries and such. Just way too many points. Give me the points with the man. I wouldn't be surprised to see him win the game outright.
I like the Mavericks as well. I just think that Minnesota is the house of disappointment. And these are the games. I mean, this is what the house of disappointment was built on, bricks like this. No one lays bricks like the Timberwolves in what seemed like the most winnable of winnable spots. I'm with Ron. I think the Mavs have a solid chance to win this thing outright. I mean, this is where the bricks are constructed. This is the house of disappointment is built with bricks. It's a brick house. It's like the three little pigs, the sticks, the straw. Minnesota, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. The big bad Timberwolves built out of bricks. They lay a lot of bricks in Minnesota.
Word for word, bar for bar, with Ron and Mitch. I'm on my Mavs here. Let me talk basketball reasonings. Hey, I was at the last game against the Magic, and here's what's going to happen.
It broke the streak. The streak was broken.
Ooh.
Ding dong, which is dead.
My guy Hardy, he's going to have the ball in his hands tonight. Hardy is a really, really good young player. He just doesn't get the clock or the time he deserves because he's behind two of the best guards in the NBA, Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving. Last game, with Kyrie out, hey, bro came off the bench, had 20 in the first half. He was 8 for 9 from the field. Like, bro was hooping. And then Luka was not hooping in the first half. Then Luka cut it on, ended up finishing with 14, 15, and 9. Oh, my God. But he's out tonight. I still think the Mavs will be able to push the pace. Josh Green, Grant Williams had bad games. Mainly because Luka had the ball in his hands. Hardaway was hooping too. I expect them to see their roles expand tonight. Next man up theory for me here as well. Minnesota, they've been a pretty bad, huge favorite this season as well. Minnesota, they're 23, 22, and 2 against the number for the season. Best record in the West, but 50-50 ATS team. Like they said, they're the house of disappointment for a reason. In spots where they look like they should do it, they never do it. And that's what earned them the nickname. Chris, I'm surprised you stand in there tonight.
Oh, I've started to run a bath. I've got the bubbles going.
He's called Uber Eats. He's got Uber Eats on the way.
There's
the house of disappointment.
There's a steak with some Grey Poupon waiting for me, and
I get it. You know, I've had the turn down service. Like it's treated you well this season, and in spots. I get it. We'll see. Mavs, when they do cover, it's on the road. They've been a much better road ATS team than a home. We'll see.
Ron Roanelli, Spurs. We got the Magic in town.
Dwayne Scotts.
Yeah, I'll roll with the Wayne Scotts. Not my favorite game. I just like how Orlando plays defensively. Now, last game, not a good defensive effort. We know that. But overall, I still think while Orlando's not great on the road, this is a good time to fade San Antonio because they've been playing better ball. So we're getting a decent price. I think if the Spurs were on a big losing streak and we'd see this line closer to 10 points. So anything less than 10, solid price. I'll go to Orlando.
I'm taking Orlando as well. I just I know it's a Mickey Mouse town, but I just think that this team trying to get it together, and I fade the Spurs no matter what anyway. So pretty much where I'm at.
Magic for me too. Wayne Scotts for me too. Hey, them boys was hooping first half, and then the Mavs locked in defensively last game, held them to 12 points in the third is really what it was. And Jonathan Isaac was missing from that game. They were really missing his defensive tenacity that he was bringing in the first half. I just see this as a game where the Magic, they're the better team. And typically when the Magic are the better team, they get it done. And when they play the better teams, they have a chance, but they just don't usually get it done. Like last game, Luka just wanted that game more and he went and got it. You know what I mean? Like I told you stat line, 45, 15, and 9. Boncaro was hooping last game. No, he was hooping. And in this one, the Spurs don't have a Luka Doncic. They have Wemby, but he's not. It's his first year. He doesn't have the capability to just completely take over a game and will his team to a win. So it's Magic for me here. Better team. Second best ATS team in the NBA. I like them in this spot. They should cover.
Spurs and the points for me in this one.
Roof on the island today. I like it.
It's just I can see Orlando winning this game, but the thing is, Orlando, 9 of their last 10 road games have been decided by 6 points or less. I know it's the San Antonio Spurs. I know the Spurs have had an adversity to playing defense, but I can't get there with the Orlando Magic, who haven't been the same cover team that we fell in love with earlier this season. And I'm just gonna keep talking through the button. I want no part of the Orlando Magic right now. The Spurs have earned my respect, so give me the San Antonio Spurs and the points in this one.
No.
Ruffolo Island.
No.
See how you do up in there.
No. For the last time, no.
All right, the big one. Thunder Buddies taking on the Nuggets. The home team has lost every meeting this season between these two teams. It's the fourth time they're playing. The Nuggets won in OKC and the Thunder won both in Denver.
Who's it?
I think it's Chris. No, is it? Wait a minute. It's me. It's me. No, wait. Ron went first.
I just-
yeah.
I think
it's
it is
me.
you.
Me. I'm taking the Thunder at home. I think they get right, and I think that they just match up really well against the Nuggets. I mean, we saw that in the last 2 games in Denver. It's tough, man, because the road team has won every single meeting of these 2 teams. But I don't care. I'm taking the Thunder, and someone in the comments of our regular YouTube said it's time to stop blindly taking the Thunder. I say fuck you. I'm taking the Thunder. You don't know
Field
shit.
One ATS team.
It's basically. I'll tell you what. I'm blindly taking the Thunder. It's got me this far.
All right. So here's the thing with this game. I, of course, want to take the Thunder too, but I need to see what's up with these injury reports. Oh, my God. Holmgren, Shea, Dort, all game time decision. The line would indicate that they're playing, but that's not a true indication in the NBA, bro. It's the land of roster manipulation. And Jokic is also game time decision for the
Well,
Nuggets.
then why are the Thunder favored?
That's what I'm saying. But it's the NBA. You got to watch the injury report, bro. It's the land of roster manipulation.
But it went through 0. It was the Nuggets were favored.
Yesterday, Anthony Davis was not on the injury report, and then
He doesn't count. He doesn't count. He doesn't count. He doesn't count, man. He doesn't count. And like
they're playing this year, so he does count, and it was janky what they did yesterday.
Oh my God!
But the
day-to-day Davis narrative, Jay spinning it to try and tie it into the Thunder game. It's like it doesn't even. It's not even relevant, man.
Because the injury report is ugly. That's why. Here's the thing. But
you don't think the guys with the line, with this line move all the way through 0, that they don't have kind of the little bird that told them?
No,
they absolutely do. They absolutely do.
I don't, because I've seen these lines do 180 in the NBA. The NBA is the one. In any other sport, yes. NBA, no. They just don't. Like these guys, they go home after the game and they don't come home and report they're feeling ill or body aching till the next day. So no, I don't. But I will talk about this game expecting everybody to play. I'm on the Thunder buddies as well. And it's really not that complicated. The Thunder are just the best ATS team in basketball. Like it's just that simple. It's really not even that complicated. 16-7 against the number at home. That's second best in the NBA, only behind the Utah Jazz and the Denver Chicken Nuggets. Well, what do we say about them? They go stupid, dummy, crazy at home. So you know what that means? That means I don't have I'm gonna come up with something for the other way. But that means they're just terrible, garbage ass on the road. It's what they are. They're 14-11 straight up on the road. I don't know if many people know this. There's only one team in the NBA that's worse ATS on the road than the Denver Nuggets. Only one. And y'all know who it is. It's the Atlanta Hawks. And I'm here to tell you it's not nearly as bad as what you would think. Atlanta, 7-16 against the number on the road. The Denver Nuggets, 8-16-1 against the number. They've only covered in 33% of their games. So that means we're hitting at a 66% clip, fading Denver on the road, bro. It's just, this one's not that complicated for me, man. The Thunder, they've won back-to-back meetings as well. Sign me up. I want to see this injury report clear up, though, is what I want. Thunder buddies for life.
Chris.
Sorry, I'm gonna take.
He went on a little bit of the pathy filibuster there, but
I had to. It's the game of the day. I had to walk you guys through.
That was a pathy style filibuster.
Yeah, that's kind of why I trailed off for a second there. I got lost. Yeah, give me the Thunder as well. I do anticipate these guys playing, and I can't repeat much more. I mean, they are one of the best home teams against the number in the NBA. It seems like Thunder's time is finally here after so many years of just sort of trusting the process and letting things develop. And the Denver Nuggets, yep, they're the defending champions, but this is a Denver team that, like Jay said, has played their best basketball at home. So give me the Thunder here. Be the first team to win at home in this head-to-head matchup this season.
Tough one. Talked to SGA. He said he's probably going to play. So he's a little sick, but non-COVID related. Chet and Dort said they don't know. So not giving me much like my man Muscala usually does. But I'll go with the under here. This total opened up at 229. That's 226.5. I'm seeing 227. I just think when you see these top tier teams meet up, it should be a great game. It's why the line's at only a point either way. I just think we're going to see a defensive battle, and we've seen 2 of the 3 games in this season series have one of the teams less than 100 points, and you don't see that often between these 2 teams. Or for these 2 teams in general. So I'm going to go with the under. I think we see a exciting defensive battle.
For life.
An exciting defensive battle.
Mm-hmm.
Got the Brooklyn Nets up against the Suns. Nets, I don't know, 19-27. This was like one of the great cover teams earlier this season. Now they're 22-2 against the number. Suns still 17-28-2 against the number. Jake?
I mean, the Nets, easy. At home. It's the spot. Suns' 5th road game of the road trip. Nets' 5th home game of a homestand. We like betting the Nets typically at home against the number. They've been better recently. I'm starting to see the morale change. For a while there. Like you said, man, Mitch, they were the gift that keeps on giving. They were just a sharp falling knife. I do believe those days are over. I think there's value fading Phoenix more often than not. The Nets, they're going to be up for this one. The KD return to Brooklyn. We already seen Brooklyn beat these boys this season.
Hasn't he played on enough teams that it's the KD return to everywhere? It's it's kind of like what's the guy's name? Jackson, the pitcher. It's like the Jackson return to
Edwin Jackson.
Edwin Jackson. The Edwin Jackson returned to Washington against the Nationals. The Edwin Jackson return.
How about Rich Hill?
Rich Hill.
Right. So it's Nets for me in this one. I'm fading the Suns.
We laugh, but those guys continue to play.
My man Rich Hill. Will he be pitching this year? Is he pitching this year?
Yeah, Texas.
No, he's not coming to Texas.
If you scoop up him and Dallas Keuchel, you make me a lot of money this year. But 8 ERA with the Padres. Nice pickup there at the deadline from San Diego. I don't understand. They keep throwing him out there. He keeps doing the same thing every year. 4+ ERA.
Just around the corner, that baseball. I can't wait.
I'm excited.
I'm going to take the this was tough. I'm going to take the Suns, but not when I'm rushing to bet. I'm just still not there with the Brooklyn Nets, even though they picked up the win against Utah the other night. Just think the Suns are the better team as a whole. But yeah, I'm not rushing to bet this thing. This one, staying way off for this one.
Give me the Nets here. Plus the points, sprinkle on the money line. Got to remember, Nets have a superstar returning now. He made his season debut not too long ago, Ben Simmons.
Damn near triple.
Yeah. In limited 18, you want to talk about efficiency, 18 minutes, 10 points, 11 assists in 18 minutes. Ridiculous. 8 rebounds. One of the best players in the league. One of the best. I know Mitch loves Ben Simmons.
I know.
Pushing his buttons a little bit.
And 0 trips to the foul line.
To me, it's just I just think you're foolish and lack vision. It's like the more you say about him, the less it destroys your own credibility with our very well-educated Pick Dogs audience.
No, but I do like the Nets here. I think the Suns are overrated.
I like the Suns. They're probably the squarest pick on the board. So so that means I'm on them. Wouldn't be the squarest pick out there if I didn't have it. So, all right. I like the Suns. I just think they're the better team. I don't like the way the Nets are playing. I just don't like the Nets. They really just haven't been getting it done. I mean, they started off the season well.
Back-to-back wins. They getting it
One of the
done.
most dominating wins of the season last time out.
Yeah, what y'all talking about? What y'all watching, man? They back. They hoping.
They're back.
Just a coast-to-coast blowout.
They're back.
Yeah. Of the Jazz.
Back,
They already
where?
beat Phoenix ass.
dumpster.
They already beat them. Yeah.
Back in the dumpster.
Simmons will lead him to the promised land.
Yep.
Right off a cliff.
I wonder what his points prop is. The other day was 3.5. And he went over. Let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna let y'all know here in a second. He's game time decision right now, so it might not even have it up.
He had the one game, and now he's back on the bench.
Yeah, he's probable. I talked to him. He's playing.
For sure. Let me see if I can find it. Nah, yeah, I don't see his props up.
We got the Blazers up against Giannis's brother. This is Chris Ruffolo.
Oh boy. Well, give me the Blazers here. The Bucks continue to be one of the worst cover teams in the NBA, and the Blazers have actually stepped up and risen up in some of these spots as of late. Not one I definitely want to put a whole lot of money on, but I think the Blazers are worth a look as an underdog. They sneak in the back door against the Bucks here. I think clearly have their minds elsewhere. So give me the Blazers and the points.
Sneaking in the back door.
Rough game, but Portland was competitive in the first meeting between these two, and like Chris mentioned, just tough to take Milwaukee against a number of these days. Portland in a bit of a letdown after the nice win over Philly, but I'll just lean towards taking the points with the Blazers at home on ESPN, 10 o'clock Eastern.
Blazers for me. I love fading the Bucks. Everyone knows that. Bucks, Celtics, Spurs, all those teams. So I don't know. I don't love the Blazers here, that's for sure, but I like the Bucks less.
I love fading Milwaukee as well, and I would love to sweep this game, but I can't. I have to lay it here with Milwaukee. Here's why. I just think it's a motivation game. There's a path and a reason for them to come out here and blow the doors off of Portland. The reason is Doc Rivers lost his first game as a head coach, as the coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. They didn't hire him to do the same shit Adrian Griffin was doing. Adrian Griffin was winning games. He was winning games. They didn't like the way they were doing it, though. Here, I just think this is a lock-in, wire-to-wire game for a team that is talent-wise one of the 3-4 best teams in the league versus talent-wise a team that is bottom 4 in the league in Portland. I just think, Doc has the boys locked in here, and they just take a bad team behind the woodshed. Now, would I be surprised if Portland covered? No, I wouldn't, because Milwaukee, they just don't cover point spreads. We all know that. But today, I think is a motivation spot where they do. Do it for Coach.
I don't know. Scoot Henderson coming off a 22-point performance last time out. Still managed to be a +5 in that. Just starting to find his game. He's in plus single digits. That -56 has got to be a record. I wonder what the biggest plus-minus record is. It's got to be up there. When we go to college hoops, it's an interesting card. It's conference play. It's last day of January. That means 30 days till March. 30 days till the madness. A lot of these teams, well, it's now or never.
30. Oh, it is a leap year. Never mind.
Yeah, it's a leap year, man. One extra day of betting games in February this year. And ironically, the tournament actually moves back a week as well. So I don't even understand how they're doing all this stuff, but it sounds like someone said, I got a way to squeeze an extra 50 cents out of this thing. You know, manipulate it. But that's what they're doing. I don't know, man. Like we said earlier in the show, I think there's a lot of disappointing teams out there and a lot of teams that are surging. I think we'll get a chance to talk about a few of them here. We got VMI taking on Greensboro, Purdue versus Northwestern, Xavier versus St. John's, Hookers and Blow, Georgia, the Mike Whites versus Alabama, Virginia versus Notre Dame, Pitt versus Wake Forest. Crossed it off my video list. West Virginia versus Cincinnati. UCF versus Baylor. Weber Gardner Webb up against Cashville. Lehigh versus Navy. Fordham versus Richmond. Colgate versus the Army. We could stop there. Chris.
I'm going to go with West Virginia plus the 3.5 against Cincinnati. West Virginia, it's been a down year for them, and I've trashed them openly on videos and on the live show, but they're still playing some decent basketball at home. They've last 2 home games, they beat Kansas and Texas, both as underdogs. Cincinnati's played some tough competition on the road as well. But West Virginia is still, despite their struggles, one of the tougher places to go on the road in college hoops and win. And I think we've already seen proof of that. So give me West Virginia and the points. And I'm also going to take the Crimson Tide of Alabama and Georgia to go over 166.5. I think this is a track meet. I think this game gets closer to 170. Just give me the over.
I'm going to go with Xavier on the money line, or you can lay the 1 point, but I just think situationally this is a really strong spot for the Musketeers. I've been pretty critical of this team. I faded them quite a few times, but they're coming off the absolute blowout loss to UConn, while St. John's coming off the nice blowout win over Villanova. I think Xavier much better at home. We've seen them be a lot more competitive at home this season. And while, like I said, not my favorite team going forward, this is a spot where we're getting some value with them. I also like Purdue. A revenge spot, really a double revenge spot against Northwestern team, a team that's upset them the last 2 games. But this is the first time that Purdue's hosted Northwestern in quite a while. So with that home court advantage, with that revenge, and plainly just a better team in general, I think Purdue earns a blowout W and cover.
I like Baylor against UCF. I just think that they are the better team. And I know they should be there. I got to tell you, if there's ever been a 14-5 team that's disappointing, it's Baylor, man. I don't even understand how these guys lose a game. It's like they are so athletic and so deep. I think in the tournament, no one's going to want to be against them. But and then we see them, and it's just like head scratcher. You know, it's like that game. Which one was it? It was the Kansas State game. I mean, they shot about 15% in that game. But I think they get it right here against UCF, who's good. Definitely, I'd say UCF is probably an upside surprise with how well that they played. I thought of the 4 teams coming to the Big 12, they were the worst of the bunch. I also just love fading Pitt. I know it hasn't always paid big dividends for me, but it does a lot, especially when they're at home. I'm going to take Wake Forest. Pitt. I like hearing them whine at the end of the season that both these teams about the garbage out of conference schedule they played, so they don't get into the tournament even if they have a good record. I also think Greensboro blows the doors off of VMI. Jake?
I'm taking Northwestern versus Purdue. I get the double revenge spot at home too. This is usually one of my spots, but Purdue is just one of the most overrated teams I've ever seen. They're good, but they're going to get bounced early in the tournament again. They're not going to win it this year. And Northwestern might go in here and beat them outright again. That's a lot of lumber. I want the points in my back pocket. So give me Northwestern. And I will agree with
I'll bet you had on that one.
Yeah, I might have to get in there too.
I'll bet you the catalog on that one. I don't like that Northwestern defense on the road. 313th in the nation guarding the three. Purdue 5th best in the nation at shooting the three. That's where you start running downhill on teams. Like where it's all of a sudden it's like a 5-point game and then you look up and it's a 17-point game.
I think this game is going to be close the entire way through, and Purdue wins it late. I think it's just what we're looking at there. I really do.
They're going to beat the shit out
It would take everything and then some, because Northwestern, just their style of play, really they need home court advantage, and they only have 2 true road wins, and there was DePaul and Penn State. This is not none of those teams even close to Purdue. They lost by 30 to Illinois on the road. I think we could see a similar scoreline. Add the revenge factor into it, and the big thing is the rebounding. Northwestern's such a bad rebounding team, and you got Edey on the other side. Man, if the shots fall for Purdue early, it could just get really ugly.
Fair. Still like Northwestern there. I feel like everybody.
What do I got to say to get you on Purdue?
Nothing. There's nothing you could do. I just know that everybody, their mama, uncle, auntie, granny, and little cousin is Purdue. They are. Mm-mm. So I'm going to take the other side. I'm just going to take the other side.
I don't agree with that. I don't think it's that public.
I do. I think it's that public. I haven't even looked at the numbers, probably 90%. I just don't see nobody waking up taking Northwestern in that game. I think everybody's
I'm only here to fade your ass, so it really doesn't.
I think everybody's using that revenge angle there, and they're going to look at Purdue.
The revenge angle is the least important factor. It's just icing on the cake.
It's that 313th ranked perimeter defense is really, to me, what the difference here. Because Purdue actually runs, and I don't like them either, and I think they're another early exit from the tournament and all that other stuff too. But I think in this spot at home, this is the type of game where they start running downhill on you because they are 10 deep on the bench, man. They're going to put the scrubs in, and they're still going to be hitting. It's like that's one of those games.
The type game that might
go. I understand. No Jaden Ivey. I get
with
it.
The Northwestern money line ticket, we're going to be upset because they're not going to do it, but it's going to be fun because they're going to have a chance to.
No chance.
That's just how I see it. We'll see. The beautiful thing is, we'll see tonight at 5:30.
No Jaden Ivey.
I'm gonna take Northwestern. I'm gonna go sharp, and I'm gonna agree with Roof.
That's square. That public dog angle is square.
No, that's the sharpest pair of safety scissors.
Yeah.
No, it's not. I'm telling y'all. The fact that all 3 of y'all are beating up on me for taking Northwestern.
I'm beating up on you.
I'm beating up on you. We're just trying to save yours from yourself.
I'm just saying. You said the word sharp. You had me chasing after you with a butter knife. That's what it's just.
Hey, it's nothing personal, but you're foolish and lack vision.
Fair.
No, but listen, January is the squarest month of the year. So if I am on the square side, so be it. How about yesterday? College hoops, all the squares were dancing, as Brian Bittler would say. So I'm comfortable with Purdue.
All the squares were dancing on Georgia Tech? And
no, that was the only one.
South Carolina?
Ole Miss, Dayton.
Oklahoma,
Miami, Ohio was the
Ole
biggest
Miss Ole Miss wasn't square.
Yeah, they were.
No, they weren't.
Utah State, severely.
Maybe, but
Illinois.
You and Bittler have bad information. You guys get your information.
I don't look at money. It's just plain and simple.
Way bad, man. Well, then
it's not. I don't look at any percentages.
It's plain and simple that everybody's on Purdue.
But I think, and I love Brian, but I think where he goes wrong, where he runs wrong, and we've had him in the morning show for years, so it's like I see it from him. And Al McMorty, I asked him the same question, 2 weeks ago. It's the same thing. It's like he's like Al said to me. He said on the show, I like the teams that are playing badly, right? Meaning like you're going to find value on the side. But at what point do you differentiate and just say, this is just a bad team and time to get off? And that's where Bittler was on the Pirates for, 2.5 weeks. Didn't win a game, and then he was on the Diamondbacks for the 21-game losing streak. He also, and he was for the entire 21-game losing streak, he rode them into the ground. The thing is that, he finally gets the win, and it's the I told you so. Yeah, but you're down 300 units. It's Jay's Clippers winning Cleveland the other night all over again. It's like,
No, it's
great.
not. No, it's not.
Well, it is, because when you look at the Clippers plus minus for the season and you look at the profitable teams in the NBA against the point spread this year, and you see where the Clippers are, you can see just how bad it is.
The middle of the pack. They're not. That's what I'm saying.
They're profitable. But they're profitable.
Yeah, they had a decent run, but they're still not.
But you're still down 4 units.
It's okay. There was a few games in there earlier this season where we had money line. We're probably still up while fading the Clippers. That's the thing. I'm not worried about that. I'm not. We're gonna keep fading.
Well, the Atlanta Hawks, the other team that's a team playing badly, right? That you latch onto and you do that, down 23.87 units if you bet them against the spread every game this season. You've been absolutely shellacked. Like epically shellacked. Like if you've bet on the Atlanta Hawks, if you continue to ride that, they're playing badly and all that other stuff, or, you've lost twice as much money as you have betting the Charlotte Hornets. That's how freaking bad it is. It's like there's no nobility in that, and finally getting the win. There just isn't, So it's like, I'm not sure where I'm going with this, but basically, I think when you hear the sharp side and all this other stuff, it's like, the sharp betting syndicates that I'm part of contradict a lot of the information that you guys say. So it's like, these are the sharpest of the sharp. It's like, even like the guys who say they're sharps, even the guys that bet professionally, the guys that bet bash, like all those guys like that, even they'll tell you only a small percentage of those win. Only a small percentage. And the guys that I know are part of that. And it's like, they differ with that strategy. But anyways, there's more than one way to skin a cat. We know that. We're not skinning cats on this show. It's not what we do. It's just
we're just fading the Clippers and Purdue. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, we're just fading their ass. We're just here to fade Jay. I'm just here to fade your ass. I just come here. I fade this guy's picks every day, man. It's funny because between the 4 of us, man, there's like thousands of people that just watch our videos to fade us. Oh, here's a good one for you, Jay. In the comments. This one's in the held comments. I'll approve it for you. It says, Chicago is disgusting. I like that one. How many games did you hit with the free bets you give out on these videos? Like yesterday or like today? Updates would be good to know. Spelled in no. Prove it. Prove it. I get on me. This guy never wins. That's the most popular comment on mine. This guy never wins. I don't know. I just think that I think the sharp square thing is highly. It might be the most overused phrase.
I agree too.
Except for Jay's public dog that he's riding there with Northwestern. That's just a different story. That's the squarest play on the board. We need my wife here to do the sharp square talk.
Right. Yeah, we need a new bit, a new clip.
Man. It was like, so they have like these new putt-putt courses, like the Tiger Woods has put out. My wife was talking about them, and I'm just like, I have no interest in putt-putt. And then Costi calls it, he's talking about it. And I'm like, oh, that sounds pretty cool. She was like having a field day on me.
Ben Simmons now questionable.
His skills are questionable. I kind of like Richmond also against Fordham. Speaking of which, where are we at? Duquesne versus Chicago State. Lafayette versus American. One ho, two ho, red ho, blue ho. Presbyterian versus South Carolina Upstate. See, Rana even said Presbyterian there. I didn't just do the one ho, two ho, red ho, blue ho bit. Clarification. Radford versus Charleston Southern. The Citadel versus Firm. I can't help it. I love that.
It's
bit.
every game.
I know. I know. We've been doing this a long time, man. It's like I've been doing this for 16, 17 years, man. Can you imagine? It's like some days, 17 years, I'm a dinosaur, man, in this space. I love when the people that they call me out and say, "What do you think you invented doing free picks on the games?" It's like, actually, I kind of did. It's like they don't even know. Western Carolina versus Chattanooga, the Mocs. Stop mocking me, Ruffolo. I had the Mocs on Saturday. Mercer versus East Tennessee State. Mercer fresh off that big upset win on Saturday. Jacksonville versus Austin P. Some people, I've heard them called Austin Pay before. I think it was Bittler, actually, though, so we know it's P.
He doesn't even say Illinois right.
No, he doesn't say Illinois right.
He said what, Illinois?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course, yeah.
Austin Pay.
Yeah, he does say
What's
Austin
something else
Pay.
he says? I forget. Oh, Loyola, Chicago. He says
Loyola. That's a Philly thing. That's
Okay.
like,
All right.
yeah. Like Werder is water in Philly. It's like
I got cooked in my comments yesterday because I had
which part of them? The part that I deleted, or the part that got separated out by YouTube automatically? The part that I went in and deleted, or the comments that we actually could leave?
I think it was one we could leave. He was like, I can't listen to this guy. He can't even pronounce the big for Toronto. How do you say it, Chris? I say Podol. I know that's wrong. I know
Purtle.
Yeah.
I call him.
I know there's no
trying to
R in there,
think
but
of
it's
Podol.
Purtle.
But it's like Jakob Purtle or
Yeah, I know there's no R there, but it's Purtle.
yeah. So I was getting cooked for that.
The OEL makes an R.
Ooh. My bad. You know.
Yeah, you guys are supposed to know. Jay is not as fluent in Polish as you might think.
Oh man. But yeah. Bittler, yeah, he's funny with it too.
Yeah. Loyola. I'll take Loyola, Chicago. Yeah, give me Loyola.
I don't really love this slot, man. I don't.
Did we finish it? No, we didn't get.
Did you?
Yeah, I don't think we even got.
Oh, my bad. All right. That's why I don't love it then. You ain't finished.
No, we didn't get there. We got North Florida versus Lipscomb. We've got Tulsa versus Wichita State. East Carolina versus South Florida. Rhode Island versus LaSalle. St. Joe versus George Mason. He's a dick. We got Bucknell versus Loyola, Maryland. Sanford versus Wofford. Belmont versus Indiana State. Chris, lead us off.
Just trying. Sorry, I was laughing too hard. I kind of lost my spot. Okay, let's see here.
Which
We're gonna
part,
go
George
with
Mason? I said that to Ron in our private conversation on Saturday. I said, I don't care if they cover or not. He's a dick.
No, it was the pinky up in the Sanford versus Wofford.
It's like those guys. I mean, that whole waspy SoCon, man. It's like they think
Even the logo for Gardner Webb looks so sophisticated. Bulldog.
Yeah, they think they're better than us.
Yeah, the Bulldog's got one leg up and he's like prancing or whatever.
You think you're better than me?
Oh, man. Give me Tulsa at home. Really lay the 1.5 or just take them on the money line. Wichita State, they got the win last time out, but this team still has severe scoring issues. And I think Tulsa at home, where they've played their better basketball, only laying a 1.5. I like them in that spot. I'm also like South Florida plus the 2.5 against East Carolina. I think South Florida is just a far better team. And seeing the line go in East Carolina's direction, I think it's headed in the wrong direction. So give me the better team with points, South Florida in the free bucket.
Yep, I'm going to take the better team and lay the points with East Carolina here. I think they are the better team. As shot quality wise, fundamentally, I like East Carolina. I like the fact that they're strong on the offensive glass. That could be a big problem for the Bulls in this one. And give South Florida credit. They're playing their best ball this season, 5-game win streak, but now's the time to fade them. To me, these are very similar teams talent-wise, and because of the record discrepancies, we get value with East Carolina, who's only right around 500, but they're on a 2-game win streak as well. I like them in this spot at home.
I like so many games in this slot, but I think I like LaSalle against Rhode Island. I think they beat them outright. Rhode Island sucks. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what the numbers say. I like LaSalle outright, money line in that one. I also like South Florida against East Carolina. I think the line's going the wrong way. Taking the Bulls.
2-team parlay for me here in this slot, the pick dog parlay. We're going to go with the Blue Hose, and we're going to pair them up with Cashville. I think Cashville should be favored in that game. Gardner-Webb, it's not the better team. Cashville is, and they're going to continue to cash. And then that's a short number for Presbyterian. Upstate is ass. Let's just call it spade a spade. Come on, Presbyterian. Let's get it done. 2-team lay.
1 ho, 2 ho, red ho, blue ho. I just love saying it. Can't help myself. It's one of the all-time best bits. Do you think that's our best bit, Chris?
No.
No?
How are you going to put them over Utah Tech?
The eggs?
Yeah. Utah Tech is our golden bit.
I do love that one. The best.
The longevity that we get from it, and the versatility.
Yeah, the eggs got legs, no doubt. It's got legs.
There's been different preparations for how we've been able to set up the joke.
Best performance by a newcomer definitely goes to PFW Chang's, though. So much better the next day. Got Bradley versus Northern Iowa, Kentucky versus Florida, Texas A&M Commerce. The Jay Briggs is up against Incarnate Word Up. We got ULL versus Louisiana Monroe. The Salukis, SIU versus Missouri State. Evansville versus Illinois Chicago. Drake, I don't like Drake, versus Valpo. Memphis versus Rice. Arkansas State versus Southern Miss. Rutgers versus Penn State. UConn versus Providence. Missouri versus Arkansas. Ron, any of these?
Not going to go to the end of the card?
No. We're gonna
All right.
go. Oh, wait, we could just go to the end of the card. You're right. It's only 4 games. Auburn versus Vandy. North Texas, UAB. He wants me to go to the end of the card, so we give out UAB probably. New Mexico versus Boise. And St. Mary's versus Santa Clara. Ron, what do you think?
Give me UAB.
I knew it. I love UAB in that spot. Too many points.
Are you mocking me or you agree with me?
No, I agree. I did that in the video.
Okay.
I said the same thing. It's too many points.
Too many points. Yeah, especially with North Texas coming off that emotional game, a buzzer-beating loss to FAU. I like, UAB, and I will take Missouri as well.
I like the other side of that one. I like the Hogs. I don't like this Missouri team. I think Gates is a great coach. I think he's got better days ahead, but that's not today. I just think, they didn't have the talent coming into the season. Arkansas is just a more talented team. I also like Rutgers at home. I don't like this Penn State team. I don't like what's going on there. I don't like the way they play on the road. I don't like their attitude. It stinks. Jay?
Salukis against Missouri State at home.
The Bears?
Yeah.
The Bears.
The Bears. I like the Salukis, man. I ain't been on them as recently as much as I was earlier because they really haven't been playing as good as they were earlier this season. But classic, nice spot at home. We were talking about the home spots earlier. Yeah, I know on paper it might look like Missouri State is a nice little betting spot, but no, Salukis gonna bang them up, beat them up. You mean South Illinois or South Illinois? Don't put me in the Biller box.
Uh-oh.
As much as I hate to agree, Ron, I agree. I do think that it's slightly too many points with UAB. The reason I hate to agree is not because it's not personal. It's because I love betting North Texas.
Oh, even though
Ron's
on him, I'll go with him.
Yeah, Ron's on him, so but no, I like UAB in that spot too. North Texas, they're not the same North Texas team as the years past. Years past, boy, North Texas was just you could just bank on them. Defensively,
they're pretty good this year.
They're good, but defensively, they're not as good. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think they're going to get the stops to warrant laying the 7 in this spot. If this was like the team of the year before, I would have laid it, and I wouldn't have batted an eye. But I think that's too many points. I think UAB will be able to score enough. They might even get them outright. They really might get them outright. When you kind of play the we beat them. How do you say it, Mitch? We beat them. You beat us.
We beat them. They beat you.
Yeah.
Central Connecticut will beat Purdue. That's what I say.
UAB money line.
Yep. We beat them. They beat you. Central Connecticut will beat Purdue. That's how it goes.
So I'm gonna take UAB in that one. Slightly too many points, and I'm gonna take my alma mater, A&M Commerce.
Not now, then when? It's one of those spots.
Bounce back spot at home for them too. This should be a good game for them to get a dub. Word up. They've been playing bad. Coming off a homestand, I just don't like the spot for them. Give me Commerce at the field house.
All right. Takes us to the NHL. We skate on over to the NHL. 3 games on the card. It is a weird-ass schedule this week for All-Star break. Detroit Red Wings versus the Ottawa Senators. We got the worst name in sports, the Predators, up against the Kings, and the Ducks against the Sharks.
I'm sad, Roof, bro. You should have told me yesterday was the day, bro. Like, the comments, they tried to talk me into it. I said I was going to do it, and I didn't do it, and they did it. They hot. Sam, Jose. I'm on him again today. Fuck it. Let's go, Sharks. Money line.
On a back-to-back.
Fuck it.
Give me Nashville. The Kings still being priced like they're still one of the top teams in the NHL, but they have cooled off in a big, big way. I think they've lost like 13 of their last 15. What was once a safe place to back the Kings to snap any slump was on the road. Now they're 14-10 away from home, Nashville. Still a solid team at home, and I just made this as a fade of the Kings more than anything else. Gave me the Preds.
Wow. Before you said Nashville was straight Assville. That's what you told us before.
Well,
or straight Trashville.
Times change, people change.
It's straight Trashville.
Senators for me.
Nobody want to join the San Jose train with me, man? Nobody want to join the San Jose train? We hot.
I'm taking the Red Wings. betting tools say so.
I guess I got to go watch the wraparound to see what Roof said, man, because he didn't want to tell me how he feel about my Sharks today. So. Fair. I kept the drift.
It's a good story.
All right. Well,
Is that it? Parlay time?
parlay time.
Wow. Way under 2 hours.
Parlay.
Way under 2 hours. Chris, you gonna throw out a bird cage for us?
Let's see here.
Let's see. Look, first things first.
All right, I'll do you one better. I'll throw you a 4-teamer. I'm gonna go Kentucky, Furman, West Virginia, Bradley.
I'm going to go with Xavier and the Nets. 2-team parlay.
I'm going with LaSalle. I'm going with Richmond. I'm going with St. Joe's. George Mason's such a dick. And I'm going with Rutgers.
Sharks, money line. Hornets, money line. Brooklyn Nets, money line. 3 dogs.
Thanks, everyone, for joining us. It's been special. It always is when Ron decides to drop by on Wednesdays. It just makes it that much better. It makes a great show, and it makes it greater.
Thank you, Mitch.
Just, I'll be thinking about it all day.
I won't.
Sometimes a guy needs a place to sit and think. You don't want to do that here, Clark. Anyways, thanks, everyone, for joining us. I'm going to try and act more professional tomorrow. Make it a winning day. Jay, you selling anything? Picks?
NBA Play of the Day and a mega pack will be going off here in a second. 5 NBA games for me tonight. That's all I got for you boys.
Ron, you selling anything?
Yeah, college bank shop best bet. I'm going to put up a 3-pack with 2 college and 1 NBA.
Chris?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a $19 college hoops best bet. College hoops blowout 3-pack and hoops and hockey 3-pack for NBA and NHL.
Hoops and hockey?
Yep.
Say it ain't so. Is there NHL tomorrow?
No, this is the last day before the 5th.
I'll take the 5th.
Plead
You're gonna plead the 5th?
You know what they say? For every 4 NHL fans, you always find a 5th. Went over your head?
Can't with you.
Okay. All right. See you later, everybody. It was fun. I enjoyed every moment of it. It was special.